Hello everyone, in this session, we will understand about Amdahl's law. What is Amdahl's law? Why do we require Amdahl's law in a computer system being a designer? Let us have a look at and understand. Before we get into the details of Amdahl's law, first of all, think and recollect what we are doing. In this computer architecture and organization, if you remember, we are actually designing a CPU. We are designing the CPU. Here, we are the designers. We are not the end users. So when you design, what are the necessary cares that you need to take? You need to take a necessary care that the CPU is going to produce a better performance. The design of the CPU is not simply a collection of register set, ALU, and a control unit. Rather, even after you design the complete CPU, it is capable of handling wide variety of tasks at a faster rate. So you always talk about a performance being a designer, right? Now, what is performance? In the CPU, performance will get measured in something called throughput. What is throughput? This throughput is simply the amount of work done in a unit time. That is, the standardized unit time is 1 second. In 1 second, how much execution has been completed? What is execution? When you talk about a CPU always talks about instruction execution, right? CPU always executes one or the other instruction. Other than the instruction execution, CPU has no business at all. If you ask CPU what you're doing, it will tell you only one answer. That is, I am executing one instruction at this particular point of period. Okay. And when you talk a collective computer system, when you talk about a collective computer system talks about softwares or programs or something else. But when it comes to an independent CPU, at the CPU level, it just executes the instructions one by one. So at the CPU level, this throughput is the number of instructions per second. That's it. So here, always a designer's goal is to improve the number of instructions that are going to get executed in a unit time, that is 1 second. Thereby, we'll be able to achieve more throughput. But how to gain more throughput? How to gain more performance in terms of throughput? What are the different methodologies and mechanisms that we're going to follow? When you talk about more throughput, you talk about pipelining. Mind you, we are not talking about a pipelining at all. Rather, we are not talking about a parallel processing at all. We are just simply limit our discussions to Amdahl's law. But before stating the Amdahl's law, why we do require Amdahl's law? That is what we are doing. Let us take some mechanism called pipelining. Pipelining is a technique which improves the speed up. Thereby, the throughput will get improved. Similarly, parallel processing. We attach more cores to the CPU. Of course, CPU is a single one, but we attach more cores in which each core is capable of executing one thread. Let us not get into the details too much in order to not to complete the total discussion. Let us understand there are two techniques. One is called pipelining and one more is called parallel processing, which is achieved by multi-threading. Multi-threading concept can be possible by using more CPU cores within a single CPU, after which performance will get dramatically increased. Let us say I use some techniques to speed up my CPU. Okay, now this Amdahl's law, by using the Amdahl's law, we will be able to calculate how much speed up that has been gained. Okay, so this Amdahl's law primarily is used to calculate the total speed up gain once after you implement a few techniques to improve the speed up. Let us understand Amdahl's law directly. Let us take a program. You have written a C program. Let us say this C program has 100 lines of code. Now, without having any techniques, without implementing any techniques, let us say you executed this program. In order to execute this 100 lines of code, let us take that, an amount of time which is equal to X has been taken. This X is without enhancing. What is this without enhancing? We did not implement any techniques to improve the speed up. So the time which has been taken to execute this program is X. So this X is without enhancements. No techniques or improvements have been observed during the execution of the program, have been implemented during the execution of the program. Now let us take that. Out of these 100 lines, let us take that a designer observed this code and observed that 40 lines of the code can be improved by implementing some techniques on 40 lines of the code. These 40 lines of the code can get speeded up. That is, can get rather executed faster than the original time. That is, the designer observed this total 100 lines of code, in which he understood that 60 lines of code, even if you implement any technique, can never be improved at all. Speed up can never be increased. So this 60 lines of code, speed up can never increase. But on this 40 lines of code, if you implement a few techniques, speed up can get gained or increased. So here, this 60 is called the fraction can get never enhanced. This 40 is called the fraction can get enhanced. Now let us understand how to calculate the speed up. Amdahl's law is equal to, speed up is equal to 1 by 1 minus fraction enhanced plus fraction enhanced by speed enhanced. Let us understand how does it work. What are these parameters and what are these variables? The fraction that can be enhanced is 40%. The fraction that can never get enhanced, that is, you cannot observe any speed up on a respective fraction even after you implementing any of the techniques, is called the fraction can never get enhanced, in which 40% of the total instructions can execute more speed, can execute more faster if you implement a few techniques. But 60% of the instructions cannot get executed any faster even after you implement any techniques. So here 1 minus fraction enhanced is 60%, that is 0.6. This 0.6 rate of instruction can never be improved at all, and 0.4 rate of the instructions can get improved. Let us say that in a typical example, it is you understand that 70-30. 70 is cannot be enhanced, 30 can be enhanced. This 30, after you implementing a few techniques, the speed up can be doubled. That is, earlier, in order to execute these 30 instructions, it took just 2 seconds. Let us say 2 milliseconds. Now, in order to execute these 30 instructions, it just took 1 millisecond after implementing a few techniques. That is, for executing these 30 instructions, the speed up has been doubled. So here, in Amdahl's law, the speed up can be measured as 1 divided by 1 minus fraction enhanced, that is 0.7, plus fraction enhanced is 0.3 divided by 2. 1 minus fraction enhanced, 1 minus 0.3, fraction enhanced is 0.3, 1 minus fraction enhanced is 0.7, plus fraction enhanced is 0.3. What is the speed enhanced? Speed enhanced is 2, that is doubled. Earlier it took 2 clock cycles, rather 2 milliseconds. Now it's just taking 1 millisecond. That is, the speed up has been exactly doubled. So in which speed up can be calculated as 1 divided by 0.7 plus 0.15. That is 1 divided by 0.85. So the total speed up that has been gained out of this system is, after implementing a few techniques, that is 1.8. Rather 1.18 precisely. So this is the improvement that has been observed after taking a few measurements or implementing a few techniques on a particular section of code in the entire program by using the Amdahl's law. That is, speed up can be measured in this way. This is all about the Amdahl's law. Thank you.